Hello there, fellow teachers and other people. I wanted to talk about burnout today, teacher burnout, burnout in life, burnout in general, and how I beat it. So I'm titling this vlog, I Beat Teacher Burnout and So Can You. So if you watched a couple of vlogs back, I talked heavily about sort of my teaching career and that I am staying in teaching and I'm not letting my frustrations or my burnout get me down or defeat me or take me away from the job that I love. And I was speaking about being in a deep burnout. The type of burnout, not just like, man, I just could use a break. Like the type of burnout where it's like, is this what I want? I might just go get a job at Walmart burnout. Like that's what I was experiencing for a lot of reasons. You know, I'm not going to go too deep into the reasons because we all experience burnout for different reasons. And it doesn't really matter why you're feeling burnout. It's when it happens, you know what it is. You know what it feels like. You just know. There are some warning signs before you're completely burnt out to look out for, and here's a couple that if I look back, I can now realize that. So some of the warning signs that you're experiencing burnout. You don't want to talk about teaching. You don't want to watch videos about teaching. You don't really want to do anything about school. You don't get excited about the school day. Grouchy all the time. Little stuff that normally wouldn't bother you starts to bother you. Stuff that used to make you smile doesn't make you smile anymore. So almost a depression. You know, you could compare it to a depression as well. And they could go hand in hand. They don't always, but they can. And so those are some warning signs. And I was feeling all of that. I should have seen it coming. I know I've done videos on burnout in the past, but I really wanted to, but I just didn't. I didn't see it coming, and it just hit me, and I let it get the best of me to a point where I just wasn't feeling it, right? And so I want to talk about how I got through it and what I did because I actively had to do something. It didn't just work itself out. You know the old adage, time heals all wounds. And to some extent, that's true. Time, breaks and time away can cure or help alleviate burnout. But I had to make some decisions, and I had to really think about things, and I had to make some adjustments. So I've done a lot of videos in the past about having a life outside the classroom and being, your own person outside of your teacher persona, and not putting all of your self-worth into how your teaching day went. And this is more on the side of like, because I feel like I've been pretty balanced. Even though I was burned out, I feel like I had a pretty good balance to my work-life balance. But this is more about the at school, when you're at school being burned out. Like we all go home tired and beat down, worn out, and defeated some days, excited some days. It's a roller coaster. It's teaching. But I was getting burnt out at school. Just feeling like, oh boy, again. And so here's a few tips that I have, and here's what worked for me. One thing you can do is I like to make school a place that I want to be. So I was starting to get to the point where I was getting to school a little bit later and rushing around in the morning, and it was just anxiety provoking. And I started today. I went in earlier, and I think that's going to help. And it did help towards the end. Before Thanksgiving break, I started doing this a few days. I went in earlier, and I had more time to just decompress and think about the day, and just kind of like slowly get ready. I wasn't racing around. I had more time to sort of think and prepare myself. So when the kids got there, I wasn't, high anxiety. I was calm, cool, and collected. Another thing that I do to make school more a place that I want to be is, instead of trying to get out the door as soon as possible every day, which some days you have to. I mean, let's be honest. Sometimes you just got to get out. What I decided to start doing is don't leave before 3:15. So I get out 2:45 at the end of the day. By the time I get back from dropping the kids off, it's 3 o'clock. The 3:15 is a time for me to put the room back together, return it to normal, return it to the neutral state, clean everything up real quick, put things away, make the classroom look nice for the next morning. So it's 15 minutes that I give myself. I'll do one more quick check of the emails, or it might give me a, or it might give me a chance to have a conversation with a colleague right after work, so I'm not just rushing around. I want to connect more with my colleagues. So that kind of goes along with being more comfortable in your school, and that might mean being there a little bit early in the morning and staying just a little bit late after school. Now, you notice I didn't say stay till 5 p.m. because then you're crossing into the dangerous territory of work-life balance. You know, some teachers wear like a badge how long they're at school, and I beg you, please try to stick to contract hours as much as possible, because it doesn't make you a better teacher if you're at school more. Okay, it doesn't. If that's your thing, if you can do it, if you want to do it, if you don't have anything else going on, and if that helps you, some teachers, it helps them to have less stress if they can stay later. I have a friend who, first year of teaching, he would stay until 5 o'clock and every day, and he would get stuff done. But then when he got home, no more thinking about teaching. That's how he did it. That worked for him. But don't stay at school late just because you think you have to, or you know, do what works best for you. Another thing that I started doing was bringing more personal effects into the classroom. Now, I don't have a lot of photos to put up, but you could put pictures of your kids, your husband, your wife, whatever. Knickknacks from around the house. I brought in some dish towels and some dish soap so I brought in some dish towels and dish soap so I could do dishes in the classroom. And I got my coffee pot and some little knickknacks and things that make the classroom more homey. Because the reality is I spend a third of my day in the classroom. So it's like, might as well enjoy while I'm in there as much as possible. Make it me as much as possible. So that's kind of how I'm dealing with like getting through and over the burnout at school, is I'm making it a place that I want to be. I want to be at school, and I want to be educating and influencing students. And so making it a place that I want to be helps it become a place that the kids want to be. And then you go into the territory of helping with classroom management, because kids want to be there, because you want to be there, and everything, see how it kind of all plays together. It is really important for me, and I think everybody, to have some other things to think about besides teaching. It was to the point where last thing I thought of before I went to sleep was teaching, and the first thing I thought of when I woke up was teaching. And that's what partly contributed to my burnout, was I couldn't stop thinking about it. I couldn't stop thinking about how can I get my students that are misbehaving to misbehave? How can I get parents involved? How can I do better at my lessons? I couldn't stop. I couldn't separate it. And separating work, school, and home life is hugely important to me, and it's something that I think that would help everyone. And so having things outside the classroom, I can't say it enough, having things outside the classroom, a hobby. For me, it's doing videos, it's playing video games, it's reading, it's watching TV, it's going for walks, it's that kind of stuff that it's that kind of stuff that helps me separate work and life. And I don't put my, I'm remembering that I don't put all my eggs in one basket. I don't put my judgment on how my day was based on how the school day was. There's more to my day than just the school day. The final thing that I'm going to say, and I think the most important thing, is just take care of yourself. Take care of your own mental health. I used to have a badge of honor of my own, which was I don't take any sick days, or I don't take any personal days. I'm there every single day, no matter what. And and although that was good and fine, if you need to take a day, you need to take a day. It's a 3-day weekend can do a wonder for you if you're just kind of feeling a little bit burnt out. Having a nice 3-day weekend for yourself could do a whole lot for you. So you have sick days, you have personal days, use them if you need them, but take care of yourself, because our kids, our students deserve us to be at our best. And just like if the plane is crashing, they tell you to put your own mask on first and then help your kids, because you ain't helping nobody if you're passed out. So take care of yourself. Pamper yourself a little bit. Take care of yourself. Do something fun for yourself. Buy something nice for yourself. Just try to enjoy life, because we only have one life, and we can't be spending our entire life being all burnt out and depressed about stuff. So that's kind of how I got through my burnout, how I'm continuing, because it's not over. It's not like I'm never going to get burnout again. It's like this, right? It's a marathon, the teaching you. So this video is for me and you, because I'm going to go back and look on this if I'm feeling burnout again to remember. So if you're feeling any type of burnout and you have any other tips for me or anyone watching this video, please comment down below. What do you do if you start to feel burnout? Or what do you do when you get home outside of work to help you sort of like navigate your work-life balance? I'd love to find out. Thank you so much for watching. Find your gift, share it with the world, and remember, you are worth it. See you tomorrow.